Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a while since I made a video. Uh, we was in Colorado for over a week and been busy doing this and that and work and sitting here waiting for girls to get done with cheer practice and all that nonsense. Anyway, getting around late and get my August baits uh, out to you. So anyway, let's get right to it. Uh, August is a transition month. Um, the days is getting shorter. You know, you was getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's daylight. And now at 6 o'clock it's kind of light, but not really bright light yet. So the days getting shorter. The water temperatures will start cooling down. The water temperature is hot. Water temperature is in the 80s and the temperatures is in the 90s and so anyway, the dog days of summer. It can be some tough fishing. So here's some baits that I use to help me catch fish in the dog days of summer when the fishing gets tough. Right. My first bait is top water. Most time I'm throwing a buzz bait. Some days I'm throwing it where I'm reeling it just barely fast enough to keep it on top plopping. Other days I'm reeling it pretty fast, zipping it by them, trying to get a reaction strike out of them. Seems like most of the time they like it with me reeling it real slow, especially if I'm fishing at night. You want to reel it just fast enough to keep it bubbling on the top. Other top water baits, it's good this time of year. Popper style baits, spook style baits, and frogs. All those top waters are good. You can use them in different situations. The buzz bait seems like it may work a little better early, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and then all night. I'll throw it all night long. I'll throw it up around shallow wood, rock piles, boat docks, bridge pilings, just all kinds of shallower cover. Anything 5-8 foot deep or less. I like to throw in the buzz bait. If I'm throwing a spook, I kind of like throwing the spook over points, that kind of thing, where you got a little bit steeper drop or a little bit deeper water. I like to throw in the spook type baits, poppers and frogs. I like throwing them around bluegill beds, around boat docks and that kind of thing. Skipping frogs up and under tree limbs that's overhanging the water, skipping it up under docks, that kind of thing. My second bait for this time of year is going to be a big worm. I like to throw in the Zoom Old Monster in a plum color. It seems like this time of year, anything kind of purplish. I like the color purple this time of year. Like I said, the Zoom Old Monster Plum is one of my go-tos. You can use a Tequila Sunrise, plum apple. I seem to get more bites on just plain plum than I do the plum apple. I know people that says just the opposite. They get more bites on the plum apple than the plum, but I prefer plum. Another good bait this time of year in the big worm category is a big trick worm, the bigger size trick worm. Z-Man makes them, Zoom makes them. Several company makes a big trick worm style worm, and they're really good. Use it on a shaky head. You can put it on a wobble head. You can Texas rig it. The big 10-inch Zoom old monster, I Texas rig it. I put it on a wobble head. And then also a big lizard this time of year. The fish have seen the old monsters and the trick worms, but they throw a big lizard, 8-10 inch lizard, and seems like you can get a lot of bites on that. Same thing. Texas rig it, put it on a wobble head. That big lizard, you can put it on Carolina rig, all that kind of stuff. That category is one of my favorites as well. Those two categories are my go-to categories this time of year. Top water, mainly a buzz bait, and then the big worm. If I can't get them on the ribbon tail old monster, I'll go to the shaky head or a trick worm style that doesn't have any kind of a curly tail and no action at all, or I will get that big lizard. Most of my big lizards has the curly tail, of course has the 4 appendages on the side, and seems like I can get good bites on a lizard this time of year. Of course, I'm going to have a jig on, True Faith custom bait jig. Most time a bluegill color or some kind of crawdad color. One of my favorite colors this time of year is just a straight brown living rubber True Faith custom baits jig. It's got the brown living rubber, and I'll put a green pumpkin trailer on it of some kind, whether it's a craw trailer, whether it's a chunk trailer. You can put a stick bait type trailer on it. Any of those trailers will work, but I really like that brown with green pumpkin trailer. And last but not least, this time of year is the Senko, the stick bait. Just like putting a Senko on my jig sometimes. Just getting the Senko out, or a Senko style bait, stick bait. You can wacky rig it. Wacky rig is a great bait this time of year. Skip it up around docks, let it slowly make its way down, and give it a few pops and let it sink back down. Those suspended fish under docks, around bridge pilings, standing timber, even if they're just on the bottom, you can let that thing work its way down to the bottom, and you can always get a bite on the Senko style baits. Another way I like to rig them is Texas rig, weightless Texas rig, and I'll throw it up there around the docks and stuff, and I'll twitch it like I do a fluke. Twitch that thing has darting action, and one of my favorite colors to do that with is like a June bug, half June bug and half orange. It's hard to find that color. I actually know a couple of people that makes plastics, and they make me that color specifically. Half June bug, half orange. I learned that from another guy that lives here in northwest Arkansas. I learned that color from him. and it is an awesome color. But anyway, those are my top 4 bait categories that I use in August. Another great bait that a lot of people uses this time of year when the fishing gets tough is a drop shot. They usually use a morning dawn type color, and sometimes if I really need to go finessey, I'll get out my old trusty tube, anywhere from the little 2-inch ones all the way up to the flipping tube. This time of year, those bass, and it seems like there's another group of bass that comes up from the deeper water in shallow, and I can go back to using that pitching tube, that big flipping tube, and hitting the shallower brush, grass, and all of that, using the tube. If you need to really go finessey, use that little small tube and fish it at all different depths, anything from Kentucky's to smallmouth to largemouth. I'll hit that little tube. But my top baits are those first 4 that I told you about, first 4 categories, first 4 baits styles that I talked about, and that will catch you some good August bass. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. Girls will be coming out any second, and I hope you've having a blessed week. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys out on the water.